A peaceful heart versus jealousy. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 30. In the quiet village of Elmbrook, nestled between green hills and murmuring streams, lived two sisters, Mara and Alina. Though only a year apart, their lives took strikingly different paths. Mara was content, tending her garden with hands that coaxed life from the soil. Alina, by contrast, lived in a larger house just down the lane, but bitterness bloomed in her windows. She had eyes only for what others had, especially what her sister possessed. Mara's home was modest, but the flowers spilled over her fence like laughter, and the birds always seemed to sing a little sweeter in her yard. "I just don't understand it," Alina confided in a friend one afternoon. "I work harder, I have more, and yet she smiles like the world belongs to her." The friend hesitated, then said gently, "Perhaps it does, in a way. Peace is something you can't buy." That night, Alina stood by her window, watching Mara laugh with a neighbor's child. A slow burn kindled in her chest, not anger, but something deeper, darker. Days turned into weeks, and Alina found herself growing weary. Sleep evaded her, meals lost their taste, and a constant ache settled in her bones. Doctors found nothing physically wrong. One evening, she stumbled upon her grandmother's old Bible while cleaning. Flipping through its worn pages, her eyes landed on a verse underlined in faded ink. "A peaceful heart leads to a healthy body. Jealousy is like cancer in the bones." Proverbs chapter 14, verse 30. She read it again, the words stinging with truth. Jealousy. It had seeped into her like a slow poison. The next morning, she walked the path to Mara's gate for the first time in months. Mara looked up, surprised, then smiled, the kind of smile that made Alina's chest ache. "I brought you some tea," Alina said, awkwardly holding out a tin. "And maybe we could sit together?" Mara nodded and set out 2 cups on the garden table. As they talked, something inside Alina began to shift. The sun felt warmer. The air smelled sweeter. The ache in her bones began to ease, not all at once, but as if a burden was being slowly lifted. Over time, Alina stopped comparing, stopped counting what she lacked. She began to plant her own flowers, not to outshine Mara's, but because they brought her peace. And with that peace came healing. Years later, when asked what changed her, she would simply smile and say, Proverbs chapter 14, verse 30. "A peaceful heart leads to a healthy body. Jealousy is like cancer in the bones." That verse saved my life. And indeed it had.